Fantastic. Hi to Tarong on the other side, by the way. Hey guys.
Cool. Okay, I'm Chantel and I'm the administrator in the RMO unit here.
I'm Kelly Phelps. I'm an ED consultant as well as one of the pre-vocational supervisors out of Eport. Look after your well-being as well.
Kia ora, I'm Anna. I'm a PGY1.
Kia ora, I'm Siska. I'm a PGY2 on my ED run here.
Tēnā koutou katoa, ki tēnei taho tōku māma, o maua o te maunga ko tauranga te moana, o tā whiwhi te marae ko ngai te rangi I te iwi. But my name's Anaru, I'm a PGY2 here. I've been here for a couple of years.
Chantel from the RMO unit at Whakatāne Hospital.
And I'm Kelly Phelps, one of the ED doctors and possibly your future pre-vocational supervisor. So we wanted to invite you down, come have a visit and put in your application because we might be seeing you soon.
Look forward to seeing you. Bye.
My care value is C for compassion. I see compassion being shown every day through our nursing staff, through our allied health staff, and the way that they treat these patients with compassion.
Why do students love Whakatāne? It's just amazing at how much one-on-one time we get with consultants. I don't think I've ever had so much experience with one-on-one tutorials like that before, and it's just really engaged with my learning so well.
The nurses?
And the nurses.
Kia ora, I'm Nellie, I'm a PGY1 house officer. Whakatāne is a really great place to get hands-on and get involved in whatever you're interested in, whether that's like a particular specialty or research or teaching. You spend a lot of time one-on-one with consultants. You get a really good sense of what a career is like in that specialty, and the consultants are also really interested in what your personal career goals are and helping you with those, which is great. And also for anyone interested in rural health, it's a really good place to get started down that career route as well.
Kia ora, my name's Miriana. I am a PGY3 working here at Whakatāne Hospital. Why should RMOs come to Whakatāne? It is a really well supported unit here with lots of SMO to RMO contact. Really good opportunity to do clinical skills, including IV lines, bloods, and ultrasound guided IV lines if you need that support. And it's really well supported, really close to the beach if you're keen on a surf. Really great place and a really good workplace environment.
I'm one of the PGY1s at Whakatāne Hospital. The best part of working at this hospital is easily the people. They're all really great and a real pleasure to be around.
Tell a joke. Okay, this one's for Dr. Botier. Laughter is the best medicine, except when you've got diarrhea.
So PGY1 can be hard, so please make sure to look after yourself and look after your colleagues, and don't forget the life outside medicine as well.
Thorson, and I'm talking about the All One team, which is the principle here at Whakatāne, that whether it's your job or somebody else's job to get something done, that we don't worry about whose team it is, we're all on the same team and trying to get the work done.
Make an example of responsiveness. Kia ora everyone, I'm Nikita, one of the TIs at Whakatāne Hospital. An example of responsiveness, probably how Whakatāne Hospital values the care of their patients, especially in these challenging times of COVID, and the safety of the staff and patients. Yeah.
Oh. That's what happens. Nurses, a whole lot of knowledge to help you new doctors. other way R?
My care value is C for compassion. I see compassion. That sounded too fake.
So it's that time of year for RMO recruitment. Why should they come to the hospital in Whakatāne to work?
To be in Ravenclaw House.
Why Ravenclaw?
Oh, I don't know.
Hi, I'm Chantel.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed our video that was done and produced by the Whakatāne team, as well as some bit of help from Whakatāne Tourism. And I hope you got some laughs, because we still laugh at it and I've seen it a million times. So without further ado, we'll go straight into our slideshow, and then, but please feel free to put your questions in the chat for us, okay? So we use the standard recruitment of ACE. We're going to go through just these kind of 4 questions. So who we are, just to reiterate, my name is Kelly. We have Anna, Anu, and Siska with us here. Carly wasn't able to make it. And then we have Chantel. These are their emails. They're happy to have questions straight to them. If you just want something that's lifestyle related or medical related, or want to hear the truth and absolute truth, the RMOs are very, very honest, as much as we are too, Chantel. But so be sure to give them a buzz there. So that just a couple of still photos of over the years of how fun we are, and we do have a laugh every now and then. We pride ourselves on education and supporting in these kind of rough times of pandemics and things like that. You'll probably recognize a few faces in there. Put your application in through ACE. We get the application goes through kind of a committee of your educational supervisor, one of which I am, and one is Guy Vautier. He's been appointed, the one at the end of the video. And we do take other kind of input from, if you've been in our RIP program, or students, and those other things as well. We have input from Māori Health, medical staffing, so it's kind of a formal, informal process, and Chantel helps with that as well, going through the applications. I think there was a question a bit earlier, what we kind of look for. So we do the standard process, academic excellence, and also why you want to come here and what's your passions. Are you a good fit for us and a fit for you? Our interview process is we take 6 PGY1s this year. Hopefully that will increase in the next coming years. In the times of pandemics and things, we're getting quite swabby with Zoom calls and things. So we do our interview process through video conferencing. That panel is, we invite a PGY1 or 2 to be in and out process. So you have someone you can bounce questions off and answers from there. We have a Māori Health representative, myself, and Chantel's on that. And it's quite informal and a bit fun. It's not hopefully too stressful for people. And just like other hospitals, we will rank you. And if you like us and we like you, and it's a good fit, we see you in 2023. A visit is required? No, not essential. Please email Chantel to help kind of arrange that. We do like to buddy you with the current PGY 1 or 2 or 3 to see a bit of the hospital and how we work. Our teachings are most days from noon to 1. So we do encourage you to hop in there and participate. That way you get to see some of our teaching staff as well. Weekends are a bit tough, mostly because they're busy and the RMOs are running their long days and things. Not an absolute no, but we do kind of encourage you to see the more workings of the hospital during the week. Who are we looking for? All of those above. We want someone who wants to be here, who's a good team advocate and team participant, compassionate, empathetic, and a sense of community, because that's kind of who we are, and we want to represent that in our hospital. You won't be a stranger. If you show up in a room, they don't know your name, you will now know everybody in the room, is how we kind of roll, okay? But we have to offer all of that above. Yeah, we have free parking, which is kind of nice, and it's close to the hospital, so you don't get too rained on. It's a big plus. You saw the video. Those are the words out of their mouths of what they get out of this hospital, and we like to promote it for that community, the relationships that we've forged with all the staff involved, even from nursing to security, front of house, administrators. It's not just, there's no you and them in our hospital. So with further ado, that's our short and sweet little video and PowerPoints, and we're happy to hear some questions.
You know you get this, I don't know.
We expected this question, so we're set up for it. Yes.
Kia ora, Jordan. So Te Kaha, so in PGY2, there's an option to do a community placement. But firstly, in terms of rural medicine, if you're definitely interested in rural medicine, this is the hospital for you. This is an extremely generalist hospital where you get exposure to, on most days that you work here, exposure to lots of different specialties. I mean, just talking about general medicine, for example, there's no super specialties here. So in your management, you're working with a lot of different, renal patients, cardiac patients, and you are on the line to specialists. So you still got the line there, but it's you definitely have that option of having to manage that here. You get exposure to, all the general surgical specialties here, lots of urology patients come through. And then on top of that as well, having the access that's probably you don't get exposed to in a first year in other hospitals in terms of working in HDU, ICU environments in the acute care unit here. So those are all the sort of the building blocks of rural medicine in terms of getting exposed to that, getting comfortable in working in those areas. Taking that further, getting out of the hospital, which is essential in rural places. Whakatāne is already a pretty rural place, but we do get the option to go into places like Te Kaha more. And interesting was on Tauranga. I would say it's more of a Whakatāne placement for us to go to Te Kaha. Most of the house officers from here get the option to go up to Te Kaha. I just came back from there doing a 3-month placement with the team up there. It's so different to the hospital. You get to you learn the skills in the hospital, and you get to pick that up and take that into the community. Te Kaha is about an hour and a half from here. The medicine is pretty different. It's isolated. You sort of have to think using the resources that they have out there, but in other terms, sexual health and getting to do a general practice and within Whakatāne is also other options.
I'll just cover the protected work hours on Stones and RDA. So the mid-staffing unit is shared between Whakatāne and Tauranga, and so is rosters. So they are MECA compliant. Yeah, anything else?
I think it's just on RDA, isn't it?
It's RDA for the first 6 months, definitely.
RDA is definitely 6.
Regardless of whether or not you're Stones or RDA, you'll be only doing 10-day. That's the new MECA. It's only 10 days in a row for the first 6 months, definitely.
All right, guys, hopefully heard that. Yeah. What's it like getting accommodation here?
Don't go through Airbnb and Trade Me. It's a bit easier if you go through Facebook community groups, like there's an Ahope community group. Trying to go through community aspects. Chantal was very helpful. She was able to give me a few email addresses as well. And oftentimes it's just senior doctors offering accommodation or people locally. So it looks challenging, but actually there's some good avenues if you go through the community. Yeah, and I'd add to that as well. You know, I think everyone knows everyone within the hospital. So if there's physios or OTs or other nursing staff who have, you know, spare rooms, then everyone's there to help you out. One of the next questions is some of the most challenging things as a PGY1. So I think this is, you know, a really great thing, but also can be challenging at times. Is with your on-call days, you have a lot of responsibility. You are the only doctor looking after all the inpatients on the ward. And so it can be real peak and trough as to how busy it is. And on those busy days, learning to prioritize and communicate to the staff about who you need to see. At times, you know, can be challenging, but I think it's definitely something that you become more and more confident with. Also, kind of along those lines, often you're tasked with the job to get advice or make phone calls to tauranga. And so, as well as being challenging, you do get very good at kind of synthesizing and summarizing your patient's conditions and what specifically you are asking for. And whilst this can be a little bit scary to begin with, you learn that generally everyone on the other side of the phone is very kind and happy to give good advice.
Oh, good to see you, David. We're still having daily teaching and Hanamare teaches on Fridays. We are trying our best to do daily teaching still. We're back on
track.
Red was quite hard as well as pandemics, but we trudged through. We kind of couldn't eat during teaching anymore, so they had to eat and then have teaching. So we still kind of battled good. And we're back on schedule for that. Friday teachings would be great. We're going to try to instigate that hopefully during the summer kind of months, just when everyone kind of shows. I think a lot of people got a bit out of that, didn't they?
Yeah.
You want to explain what that is?
The Holder Māori teaching. Yeah, so before second round of COVID hit, we used to have regular Holder Māori teaching, and it was a course run by Te Pari o Toi that was specifically for doctors and medical students, and it was awesome. They take us through things like the treaty, we go through Reo Māori. They had subsequently opened also a Māori language class. It was offered for DHB staff just on a Tuesday afternoon. So I'm not too sure where they are in terms of reinstating that, but it's definitely was a regular thing, and I'm sure it's not too far away in terms of reading orange zones and things like that.
Kind of just adding to that, I think it's a pretty unique thing here, having so much teaching. You normally have, you know, anywhere between 2 to 4 teaching sessions a week, which is a pretty cool opportunity to, you know, upskill and upgrade your knowledge as well. Yeah, and when you're on ED, you get some pretty intensive tutorials. Like once a week, you'll get several hours dedicated to ED teaching as well, which is very valuable. And again, like not a very common thing that happens so regularly at bigger hospitals.
Awesome. Look, I'd just like to thank you all for coming along and making this work really well. And I know it's really beneficial for the students as well. For everyone who's still online, if you have any questions that you think about at a later stage, you can send them through to me, and I can distribute them to our teams at either Whakatāne or Tauranga. I'm certainly happy to do that.
Ki noi tātou, kia tau ki a tātou katoa te atu whātua tātou ariki a ihu karaiti, me te whinga tahitanga ki te wairua tapu, ake, āmene.